Hey NFL fans, before we dive into today's hottest stories, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss an update from NFL News Now. The Chicago Bears are back in the spotlight, and not for the reasons their fans were hoping for. Reports are swirling that rookie sensation Caleb Williams has issued a firm ultimatum to head coach Ben Johnson, shaking the foundations of what many thought was a united locker room. According to sources close to the situation, Caleb allegedly told Johnson, "If I'm going to play limited snaps, I'd rather not play at all." Those are heavy words coming from the young quarterback who was supposed to be the face of the franchise, the long-awaited savior of Chicago football. Fans are buzzing, analysts are dissecting every syllable, and insiders claim tension has been brewing for weeks. The situation raises one burning question: how did things escalate so quickly between the Bears' new hope and their innovative head coach? What began as quiet whispers about play-calling disagreements has now evolved into a full-blown power struggle that could define the direction of the entire franchise. Caleb's camp feels he's being held back, while Johnson's staff insists he's still adapting to the system. In the middle stands an organization desperate to avoid another quarterback controversy. But this time, the clash feels different, personal, public, and possibly explosive. The tension reportedly started after a recent post-game press conference when Johnson was asked about Williams' limited role in the offense. His answer was diplomatic, yet telling: "We're bringing him along the right way. It's a process." To most, it sounded like standard coach talk. But to Caleb, insiders say, it came across as an excuse, a sign that Johnson didn't fully trust him yet. That's when the friction began to boil over behind closed doors. Teammates noticed the body language on the sidelines, the lack of eye contact during timeouts, and the unusually short quarterback meetings that used to last hours. For a player as confident as Caleb, patience was never his strongest suit. He came into the league expecting to lead, not wait. When you've been a superstar your whole life, being told to slow down can feel like an insult. And now, according to whispers from inside Hallis Hall, Caleb has drawn a line in the sand. He wants to play, and he wants the offense built around his style, immediately. What's fascinating is how divided the Bears organization seems over this situation. On one side, there are the traditionalists, the old-school football minds who believe rookies should earn their place, learn from veterans, and grow at a measured pace. On the other, there's the new-school philosophy, where talent reigns supreme and stars are handed the keys from day one. Caleb, being a modern-day quarterback molded by the social media era, naturally leans toward the latter. He's charismatic, marketable, and undeniably skilled. The Bears invested heavily in him, not just financially, but emotionally. They rebuilt their entire offensive scheme with his unique skill set in mind. But for that investment to pay off, both sides need trust. And right now, trust is exactly what's missing. Johnson believes he's protecting his young quarterback from being overwhelmed, while Caleb feels caged, waiting for the leash to come off. It's a delicate balance between caution and ambition, and right now, the Bears are wobbling right on that edge. The reaction among fans has been electric. Chicago has always been a football city with strong opinions, and this latest drama has split the fan base right down the middle. Some fans defend Caleb, arguing that a player of his caliber shouldn't be benched or limited. He's the franchise, and franchises lead. Others side with Johnson, believing patience is key, especially in a system as complex as his. Talk shows are eating this story alive, comparing it to other quarterback-coach standoffs from the past. Some analysts even draw parallels to the early years of Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes, where sitting behind veterans proved invaluable. But the key difference is that Caleb isn't sitting behind anyone. He's sitting behind a strategy. And that, for a young star with his confidence, might be even harder to accept. Every week he's not fully unleashed feels like a waste of potential, a missed opportunity to show the world what he can do. And as the pressure mounts, so does the drama. Behind the scenes, sources suggest the Bears' front office is already intervening, trying to mediate before things spiral further. General Manager Ryan Poles reportedly held a private meeting with both Williams and Johnson to clear the air, though details remain scarce. Some insiders claim the meeting only made things worse, as both sides refused to back down. Johnson emphasized discipline and preparation, while Caleb allegedly doubled down on his stance, insisting he's ready now. It's becoming less about game plans and more about pride. For a rookie, taking such a strong stance could be risky, but it also sends a message. Caleb won't settle for being managed. He wants to lead. Whether that leadership is earned or demanded is what divides the locker room. Veterans, meanwhile, are keeping quiet, not wanting to pick sides in what's quickly becoming the headline story of the season. As this saga unfolds, one can't help but wonder how it'll impact the Bears' future. If Johnson caves, he risks losing authority. If Caleb doesn't get his way, he could become frustrated, possibly leading to trade rumors or locker room unrest. It's a classic NFL power struggle, a talented player versus a disciplined coach, both believing they know what's best for the team. The only certainty is that the spotlight is now brighter than ever on both men. And in a city like Chicago, where patience runs thin and expectations run high, something has to give. The next few games could determine not only the Bears' season, but also the trajectory of Caleb Williams' career and Ben Johnson's credibility as a first-year head coach trying to control the chaos before it consumes everything they've built. In the days following the reported ultimatum, the Bears' training facility has turned into a storm of speculation. Reporters line up outside Hallis Hall, hoping to catch a glimpse of Caleb Williams or Ben Johnson for a soundbite, but both have gone silent. The tension is thick enough to feel. Every practice rep is now under a microscope, every sideline gesture analyzed frame by frame. It's no longer just about football, it's about power, image, and perception. Some insiders whisper that Caleb's representatives are quietly exploring options, gauging the Bears' commitment to their quarterback long-term. It's not about money, they say, it's about control. Meanwhile, Johnson has doubled down on his structured approach, telling close confidants that development takes time, and that no player, no matter how talented, dictates the pace of the system. The irony is that both men want the same thing, to win. But how they plan to get there couldn't be more different. What adds intrigue to this story is the generational clash at its core. Johnson, though young for a head coach, still represents the classic football mindset: discipline, patience, respect for the hierarchy. Caleb, on the other hand, embodies a new kind of athlete, outspoken, brand-conscious, and unwilling to wait for his moment. He's been compared to stars like Joe Burrow and Kyler Murray, players who took the league by storm early. The problem is, Chicago isn't Cincinnati or Arizona. The Bears' history is one of gritty defense, conservative offense, and cautious optimism. They've never been a team that thrives on chaos, yet here they are, caught in one. The fans, the media, and even the players can feel it. The Bears are standing at a crossroads. Either they embrace the Caleb Williams era fully, or they risk watching another promising career get tangled in internal politics. As practices continue, reports suggest that Johnson has subtly altered some offensive schemes to accommodate Caleb's strengths: more rollouts, faster tempo, and open reads. It's a small gesture, but one that insiders interpret as an olive branch. However, it might be too little, too late. Those close to Caleb say he's frustrated not only by his playing time, but also by the team's public messaging. He feels Johnson's comments have made him look unprepared, even though he's been working tirelessly behind the scenes. This isn't just about snaps, it's about reputation. In the social media age, narrative is everything, and Caleb's camp knows it. They want the public to see him as ready, not raw. Meanwhile, the Bears' PR team is scrambling to downplay rumors, releasing carefully worded statements emphasizing unity and shared vision. But the cracks are visible, and once the narrative escapes the building, it's nearly impossible to control. Former players and analysts are now weighing in, adding gasoline to the fire. Some sympathize with Caleb, saying every great quarterback goes through a moment like this, a test of will, a defining confrontation. Others criticize him for arrogance, arguing that leadership is earned through patience, not ultimatums. It's the classic sports debate, confidence versus entitlement. And yet, deep down, even the critics admit they understand his frustration. Caleb didn't come to Chicago to be just another name in a long list of next big things. He came to change everything. But change always comes with resistance, and right now, that resistance wears a headset and calls the plays. Whether this story ends in redemption or regret depends on what happens next: compromise or collision. The next few weeks could shape both their legacies. Meanwhile, Whispers around the league suggest that rival teams are quietly monitoring the situation. The NFL is ruthless when it smells blood in the water, and a rift between a top rookie and his coach is exactly the kind of chaos other franchises love to exploit. Anonymous sources claim a few general managers have already made discreet inquiries, gauging whether the Bears might consider a blockbuster move if things go south. It's unlikely, of course. No one trades a franchise quarterback this early, but the fact that it's even being discussed speaks volumes. Inside Chicago, though, the message remains clear. The team is committed to Caleb. Still, commitment without chemistry rarely lasts. Every eye in the league is watching how this power dynamic plays out, not just for the Bears' sake, but as a case study in how modern NFL relationships between coaches and superstar players are evolving or imploding. Keep watching as we analyze more details about some rumors. As the season pushes forward, the Bears have two choices: fix this now or watch it destroy everything they've built. Johnson's leadership is on trial. Caleb's patience is wearing thin, and the city of Chicago, hungry for hope, is caught in the middle. Fans chant his name at Soldier Field, begging to see more of the rookie they believe in. Yet behind the cheers lies uncertainty. Can this fractured partnership find harmony, or is it destined for heartbreak? Every week, without resolution, deepens the divide. What began as a rumor has turned into a movement, a storyline too big to ignore. Maybe, just maybe, this is the fire the Bears need, a confrontation that forces growth. Or maybe it's the beginning of another tragic chapter in a franchise haunted by quarterback turmoil. One thing's certain: the ultimatum has been made, the lines have been drawn, and the clock is ticking for both Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson. Meanwhile, the broader NFL community is abuzz with predictions, counter-rumors, and hypotheticals about the ultimate impact of Prescott's move. Fans are mapping out offensive schemes, imagining how different coaching systems could optimize his skill set, and debating the likelihood of championship contention depending on the team he chooses. Analysts are discussing not just his athletic impact, but the cultural, financial, and marketing consequences for any franchise that secures him, recognizing that Prescott's presence affects everything from merchandise sales to media coverage and even fan engagement. Rumors continue to swirl about behind-the-scenes negotiations, late-night meetings, and personal considerations that may be influencing the decision, creating a sense of suspense and anticipation reminiscent of high-stakes drama in both sports and entertainment. Dallas management remains largely silent, feeding speculation that internal planning, draft maneuvering, and strategic adjustments are all in motion, ensuring the franchise is prepared for every possible scenario. As the NFL world holds its collective breath, the story of Dak Prescott's exit continues to grow, evolve, and captivate, a saga blending athletic prowess, career ambition, and high-stakes negotiation into one of the most compelling narratives in recent football history. Every insider report seems to add a new layer of intrigue, from whispered negotiations in luxury suites to late-night phone calls between Prescott's camp and team executives across the country. Analysts on YouTube and podcasts are reading between the lines, trying to uncover motives, strategic intentions, and hints about timing, all while fan communities speculate about the ripple effects across the league. Draft projections, trade rumors, and salary cap calculations are now intertwined with emotional reactions, fan loyalty debates, and corporate considerations, creating a complex web of factors that could determine where Prescott lands. Social media commentary ranges from outrage to excitement, with every fan theory quickly dissected and spread, ensuring that the story never loses momentum. Even minor actions by Prescott, such as public appearances or cryptic comments during interviews, are magnified, turning ordinary events into potential clues about his intentions. The intensity of scrutiny is unprecedented, and insiders hint that teams are carefully choreographing every interaction to influence perception, generate strategic leverage, and maintain secrecy while advancing negotiations. The convergence of speculation, strategy, and emotion has transformed Prescott's impending departure into a spectacle that feels larger than life, capturing attention far beyond the usual scope of NFL news. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like this video and share it with your fellow NFL fans. Stay tuned for more updates, only here on NFL News Now.